I loved Ole Anderson. I sold my pickup truck to Ole Anderson because I couldn't get in an apartment. They didn't allow pickup trucks, and I drove to Atlanta. Had a pickup truck, a Ford F-150. I ended up selling to Ole, and I knew Brian, his son, and yeah, Ole was old school, and that's just how it was. If you didn't, it wasn't ballerina. It wasn't ballet, and if you didn't want to, get physical, you needed to find another job, and Obi he was fine. He was just physical. And that was part of what you had to do. You can be stiff, you can be snug, as they say, and that's good. And you can be dangerous. You can be somebody who's, you don't want to work with because they're not in control. They're dangerous. You got to watch yourself. But Oli was very skilled at wrestling, knew all the, could do everything. And so you have a guy like that who knows the business and knows how to do it. You can, to me, I love that kind of style. And actually, Japan was like that. And it was really where I kind of found my path a little bit. In the beginning, you're learning, okay, to be as kind of light and learn how to work. And that's great. And you'll work a lot like that. And there's guys that are great at that style. And then there's guys that kind of, thrive a little more like Scott Norton, who I worked with in New Japan. They're just big physical guys, and that's what they expect from you. They want to see you. You can't go out there and do a lot of finesse when your physique is a physical look, and they're expecting you to show power, and they're expecting you to kind of wrestle this way. So that's a tough thing. And Ole and Arn, they were the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, and they're supposed to be rough. They're supposed to be, lumberjack guys, that you come into. You're not going to it's not going to be a fun day, and you can't expect that. So, again, Ole was a big influence for me in wrestling when I started there at the power plant. Blackjack, again, I love Blackjack, was like a second father for me. And I know Mike Rotundo and wrestled with him in New Japan, and Jack was like John Wayne, like a real John Wayne guy. And when you're around those old school guys that have those values, and they, they tell you something, it's going to happen. It's not going to be, So I appreciated that type of, and it's from coaching too. When you played football, you had those coaches, and that for me was a very comfortable situation.